Hello, welcome to the Joe Cortez Show here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the entertainment and the boxing capital of the world. Well, today I have somebody that is a special guest, and it's special because she thinks the way I think. I mean, you got to do things the right way. The right way or the highway, you know? She's somebody that I feel like, if you're going to want things to be done right, you need somebody like her on your side. Sometimes people do things in this world that are not the right things to do, and we got to fix them up. There's a lot of things going on wrong every day, and every walks of life there is. Anybody you can see, you can talk to today, something's always wrong. Somebody's doing something crooked, and you know what? We need justice for them. So therefore, I have my co-host with me today, Shelly Stevens, and our guest was Suzan Baucum. Baucum Sockum, I say. Here we are today. Welcome to the show, Suzan.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Yeah, good. Well, Suzan, we have you on the show today because I feel like a lot of individuals out there need to be educated as far as the right things in life, the good things. And you're a judge now. Which district you represent?
So, Joe, I was an elected judge for 12 years. Okay.
Right.
Currently, I am not sitting as a judge, but I am with the Clark County District Attorney's Office prosecuting juvenile child abuse and neglect cases.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. And that would be kind of a tough job to have. I mean, tough in the sense that it's tough for the individuals who committed the crimes. And for you study an individual and talk to you about child abuse. That is something really, really bad. I'm saying child being abused, whether they be beat up on or sexually abused or whatever. You see that all, I'm sure, right?
The cases are tough. In our community, which I was born and raised in, as a matter of fact, you've seen the times change. You've seen the city grow from a little tiny town, back when I was in high school to the, couple of million people that we have today. And so obviously crime has increased across the board, including those things that nobody really likes to talk about.
Yeah.
So when I started working for the district attorney's office a couple of years ago, I was asked where I'd like to go. And so I went into the juvenile child welfare division because there is such a great need in our community for justice, for fairness, but for people that aren't afraid to take on the tough cases and examine those cases and try to do right for our children, our families, and for our community.
Yeah, now you seem like a very kind, sweet person, but when it comes to making decisions like that, you sock it to them, right? That's why they call it Baucum, but you sock them.
Well, Joe, I can be tough when I need to be, but I am always fair. And I can tell you that
You're fair but firm.
I'm fair but firm. Okay. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I am too. Everybody knows me as Mr. Fair but firm. As a referee, that's why I tell the fighter, after I give them the instructions, I say, don't forget one thing, guys. I'm fair but I'm firm. Let's touch them up. And you're fair but firm. And I like just what you do because we need more people like you out there.
So I read that you majored in political science, right? What made you decide to take that on?
So this is a funny story. So growing up here in Las Vegas, I'm tall, right? Mm-hmm. But when I was in 6th, 7th grade, I really wanted to be a professional ballet dancer, to be honest. But I was already too tall. Because back then you had to be little, 5'2", 5'3". Mm-hmm. And I was babysitting for a group of attorneys here in town, and they would talk to me about their cases when they would pick me up and drop me off. And it really kind of sparked my interest. So when I went to college, I thought, I'm going to major, in political science. That's going to give me a great network, frame of reference, and then I'm going to go to law school. But that all started back in the age of 11 or 12 when I made the decision that I was going to be a lawyer.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
That was a few years ago.
Yeah, just one or two, Joe.
You still look so young. You still could be a ballet dancer. How tall are you anyway?
5'10".
5'10", okay, not too tall in boxing for when it comes to the height. We look for fighters that are tall. Like the Klitschko brothers, they're like 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", around there. Yeah, but 5'10", is not bad.
Well, you need that long, reach in boxing,
and
right?
That's right. We got the reach, But anyway, we're so glad that you were able to share. We want our viewers out there. I want you guys to understand that when we bring people on the show, you guys know me in boxing as Mr. Fair but Firm, and that's why I had to bring her on because I knew she gonna tell you the way it is. And we need you guys out there to understand if you have any problems, any issues, you have to address them and have to report them to the police department or go to child health care, welfare association. Somebody go to somebody that can help you with your children. You know, if somebody has a problem, where do they go to reach out to if they got to report something?
So it depends on what you need to report, right? So, I mean, if it's a crime, then obviously you go to the Metropolitan Police Department and you can file a report in person, or sometimes they take those reports online.
You say crime, now what type of crimes? There's several types of crimes.
That could be anything from breaking and entering. It could be child abuse. It could be drug cases. It could be anything from a traffic ticket to murder and mayhem.
Okay, now which is the worst one?
Well, Joe, they all have their issues, right? But in Las Vegas Justice Court, where I am running for judge, that court hears traffic tickets. They hear small claims matters, evictions, misdemeanor cases, which could be anything from trespass to battery, domestic violence, driving under the influence. There's a whole cachet of cases that are heard in justice court.
You mentioned evictions and small claims, right?
Yes.
You know, I used to be a deputy constable in North Las Vegas with Lou Tabbitt. Remember Lou Tabbitt? Who was a constable in North Las Vegas.
Lou Tuman?
Lou Tabbitt.
Tabbitt.
Yeah, he was also a boxing judge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he got to referee Judge Muhammad Ali when Muhammad Ali fought here back in the days, in the 60s. But Lou Tabbitt, when I came here to Vegas in 1992, he said, Joe, you know, I'm looking for a deputy constable. Would you be interested? I said, well, I'm not. I don't know anything about it. He said, Joe, we'll train you. We'll get you certified and get you a license, and we'll have you sworn in. And they made me a deputy constable. So I was a deputy constable in North Las Vegas for 4 years.
So you went from having boxing gloves on your hands to toting a gun?
Yeah, I was carrying a gun, and it was just like Metro Police. But after 4 years, Lou Tabbitt was retiring. And he thought, George, you should run for my position, you know. You probably get it. And I was going to apply for it. We put in the papers, everything. No, something. They changed the rules. You have to be a resident of North Las Vegas. And I said, I'm not going to move to North Las Vegas. I already just bought a house, you know, here near Summerlin. So I pulled out. I resigned after 4 years. But I had a good time. But it was very sad doing the evictions. Doing the evictions was very tough on me because I don't like to... Because I went to a lady's house and she had a little baby, and she had to get evicted, and I just felt so bad. I choked up, you know. It was just kind of rough for me, you know.
It can be when people are doing the best they can, and they're living in a home, and for whatever reason, if they can't afford to pay their rent, then things happen. And
it got to the point right then and there. I told the young lady, listen, you know what? I come back tomorrow. But I just couldn't evict the right day. I went back to the office. I told Lou Tabbitt, Mr. Tabbitt, he was my constable. I said, I can do the work for you. I can do garnishing wages, small claims, but evictions is kind of hard for me. I just can't do it. He said, all right, I'll give it to somebody else. I pulled out of it, but to be honest with you, I offered the girl to fly her back to Texas with her parents and the baby. That's how bad I felt. It was just. It's hard.
It is hard.
It is hard. It was hard for me, and that's the way I am. Yes. I've always been that way.
Well, you're a good person with a good heart.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Anyway, but other than that, I'm fair, but I'm firm.
Yeah. I also read that you are a special advocate for children in need of protection and how you help children. What's it called? CASA. Can you tell me what
CASA.
That's about?
So,
CASA.
Many years ago, I was a CASA, which is a court-appointed special advocate.
Okay.
And a court-appointed special advocate is the eyes and the ears of the court. So in situations where there are allegations of child abuse or neglect, many times a judge will not only appoint an attorney for the children, but will also appoint an advocate for the children. And they go out and they meet with the children once a month, once a week, whatever they feel like is needed. And they get a good understanding of what the child's life is like, what their needs are, if they have any special medical needs, educational needs. And they write these wonderful reports. They create a bond with these children. The children know that they're in a safe place. And then the advocate comes into court and gives their report to the judge. CASAs are wonderful people. I did it for a number of years.
That's amazing.
Okay, we're going to go into a little we have to go to a little commercial because we have to pay our bills here. So anyway, we'll be back in a few minutes.
We are Integrity Solar America, a veteran-owned business and experts in solar energy. We'll give you honest advice and tell you if solar is right for your home. And we'll educate you on how the 30% federal tax credit really works. Integrity Solar can install your system with zero down and no out-of-pocket cost. Visit integritysolar.america.com or call us at 1-800-988-1569. 1-800-988-1569.
Okay, welcome back to the Joe Cortez Show here in Las Vegas, Nevada. We'll tell you guys, in order for you guys to see and you can please do me a favor and like, share, and subscribe so that we can keep the show going strong. We want you guys to pass this information out to all our viewers out there and friends, people who are not watching. Please share this program because we want to educate you with reference to what's going on in this world, okay? Shelly? You wanted to
Yes,
ask
I
another
have
question.
some more questions because I also read that you are in a program that likes to read to children in elementary schools. I think that is fantastic. And if you ever need anybody to read or do anything with children, I'm your girl because I love kids, I love animals, but my husband and I are entertainers and we travel a lot, so I can't really have pets because I couldn't bear to leave them. And my kids, my grandkids, my great-grandchildren, they're all on the East Coast. So if you ever have anything that you need help with for kids, please call me because I love to adopt kids.
So reading to children is very important. I know my parents read to me growing up. I read to my kids growing up. And, we all learn to read at a very early age. But a lot of the kids today in the school system, some of them aren't reading at 6th grade, 7th, 8th grade. And that continues on with challenges for them as they go on in life because they can't get jobs, because they can't fill out an application. So every year they do a reading week here in Clark County, and they ask, attorneys, other elected officials, whoever, to come out and read to the children.
Wow.
And so I've made a point to read to children in many of the local schools, but I also do other outreach in the schools as well.
That's good.
Because my belief is you only get out of a community what you put into the community. And I have always been a part of this community for many, many years, and I want to continue to help our community thrive and grow.
That's beautiful. And I love that. I do. I want to volunteer for so many different things because I have so much free time in the daytime normally because we perform at night. So, yeah, I would love to get into something
Just
like that.
give me a call and I'll get you set up.
All
Okay?
right. I
All
like that.
Good question, Your Honor. Can you tell us what experience do you have as a judge? I mean, tell the viewers everything you've done from A to Z.
Okay. So in order to, become a judge, you first have to be a lawyer unless you live in a town that has under 100,000 people in Nevada.
Okay.
So I went to law school, I went to college, I went to law school. I've practiced law, been an attorney for 32 years.
32.
Of those 32 years, I spent 12 years on the bench as an elected judge in Las Vegas Justice Court. And prior to that, I served as a judge pro tem, which is like a substitute teacher for viewers out there who don't understand what a pro tem judge is. It's when a judge takes a vacation or is sick, they have alternate judges that come in to sit for them. I did that for approximately 3 years in Las Vegas Justice Court, Las Vegas Municipal Court, North Las Vegas Justice Court, and even in the 8th Judicial District Court when they had part-time hearing masters on abuse and neglect cases.
Okay. So now you're running for what position now?
I am running for Las Vegas Justice Court Department 4.
Well,
One of the judges resigned in early July, which opened up a seat, and I really wasn't thinking that I was going to run again, but with a lot of encouragement from my family, the night before filing, I thought, okay, I'm going to do this. So there are 5 people in the race, but when it comes to choosing a judge, you really need to have a judge with experience. And I am the most qualified. I have the most experience
Of the 5?
Of the 5 of anyone else running for this department.
well, hopefully you get it.
I mean, I have seen cases, heard cases in every area of justice court, whether it's evictions, traffic, initial appearance court, domestic violence, DUI, general criminal,
Well,
small
you're in
claims.
my district, so you know you got my vote. And you guys out there, District 4 in Las Vegas, you got to, this is the one judge, Suzan Baucum. Baucum Sock'em.
It's Susan Baucum. Yes.
Baucum.
But so when we talk about districts, Joe, it's really confusing because legislators run in certain districts. Judges, when it says Department 4, that is really the courtroom number, or the number of judges in the department. So for Las Vegas Justice Court, if you live in Las Vegas, you can vote for me.
Yeah.
You just can't vote for me if you live in Henderson, North Las Vegas, or Boulder City. So if you're in Las Vegas or the unincorporated areas of Clark County, I'm your girl, and I'd like to have your vote.
Yeah, for
You
sure,
got
for sure.
mine. Definitely. I'm sure you have a lot of endorsements and sponsors right now, just listening to you. And your
What type of
program.
endorsements do you have?
I have a lot of really great endorsements. I have individual endorsements as well as group endorsements. I've been endorsed by all law enforcement across the state. I've been endorsed by the prosecutor's office, the investigators, the district attorney investigators. Been endorsed by all 3 of the veterans groups. Been endorsed by firefighters. Been endorsed by the Latin Chamber of Commerce.
Good.
I've been endorsed by the Laborers Local Unit 872, Southern Nevada Building and Trades Union, the Nevada Resort Association just endorsed me last
I can't see how
week.
you're going to lose.
I know, right?
And I'm sure I'm missing a few, but if they go to my website and check out my website at SuzanBaucum.com, as long as you can spell it, you can read more about me.
Well, I saw you the other night. I met you for the first time at the Filipino event that they had. It was a nice event, and I was able to meet you and another judge named Guzman. Cruz. Yeah, Cruz is another lady. She's a judge as well, right?
Correct.
Correct. What kind of judge is she?
So she currently sits as a judge in Las Vegas Justice Court.
Okay.
And I believe she's assigned to the Resort Corridor
Okay.
Court.
I know her husband was there. I think he was a fan of mine. Been watching me from boxing. He came up to me. We were able to talk briefly. Yeah, Cruz. Yeah, that's good. Good. So now, what happens from here on? What do you do from here? If you get elected, what happens next?
So if I am successful on November 5th in
Okay.
the general election, the person who wins that seat, if it's me, will take the bench on January 6th. And no matter what area of the court, I was to be assigned, I can hit the ground day one running, and I don't have to have any training for any area of the court.
Wow.
So
That's amazing. Now, I see a lot of crimes are building up across the whole country. A lot of crimes happening now. I mean, it's a lot of things. I hate to talk politics, but what's happening now, and I'm not going to go either way. I'll be saying what's going on with all these criminals are coming in. I saw on the news that there were so many criminals that are being sent from a different country into the United States. I mean, you find out the crimes are going up here in Vegas.
Well, Joe, of course the crime has increased in Las Vegas like it has all across the country.
Right.
But because Las Vegas is a tourist destination, because we're a 24-hour town,
Right.
because it's a transient, town in
Right.
nature, of course, we get a lot of people coming here, and some of them, may not intend to commit crimes when they're here. Sometimes bad things happen to good people.
Right.
But the courts are full, Metro police officers, they're busy, out trying to keep the community safe. They make arrests. Those reports are taken to the district attorney's office. The district attorney's office has to do an analysis of whether or not there's enough information to charge the crime. From then, it gets to the court system, and a lot of times, there's not enough support. We need
Yeah.
more police officers on the ground. We need more funding for the district attorney's office, for the Office of Appointed Counsel, the public defender's office. We need more resources
Right.
to be able to do what we do. And a
Right.
judge doesn't do it all by themselves.
they can't.
It's a community. It's a
Yeah.
collaboration. Judges have to be fair and impartial, but a judge can't dispense justice unless the police officers have done their job, unless the district attorney's office has done their job, and that there's fair and good representation on all
So
sides.
what you will be doing will be something good for the community plus for the state. I mean, your job is very, very crucial. It's very important to have somebody like you on there who really. I know you seem to have a good heart, and I'm sure you sometimes gotta be tough to make a decision, but you do what was right, what has to be right. And unfortunately, sometimes we have to make a decision. Sometimes in life, we make a decision that we say, what am I gonna do next? But sometimes we gotta get some help, and you need some support. Anyway, we're gonna come to a little commercial right now. We'll be back with you in a few minutes.
Are you interested in solar energy but concerned that it won't work for you? Your roof needs repairs. You might want to move. Your electricity bill isn't that high, or you're just not sure if you would qualify for incentives. Integrity Solar America is a veteran-owned business and your trusted source for solar. We'll educate you on solar with straight answers about the 30% federal tax credit and installation costs. Visit integritysolar.america.com or call us at 1-800-998-1569.
Okay, welcome back to the Joe Cortez Show in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're here with our guest and my co-host Shelly Stevens, and our guest is Suzan Baucum. Suzan Baucum is running for district.
Well, Las Vegas Justice Court Department 4.
There you go. Okay, and she's gonna do a good job. Now tell me, what is it that you're gonna be doing? I mean, why is it that you're running for this position? What is it gonna be?
So, being born and raised in this community, I've always been passionate about this community. But the reason I'm running in Las Vegas Justice Court as opposed to any of the other courts is because I am passionate about Las Vegas Justice Court. Las Vegas Justice Court is the people's court. It is the court that people come to for the very first time, whether it's for a traffic ticket, an eviction matter, small claims, or if they have the unfortunate, position to have been in and they've been arrested for a crime. But I truly believe that Justice Court, you still have the ability to effectuate change. You have juveniles that have been in the juvenile area with juvenile judges. The next level that they're going to come up to is going to be Justice Court. And if you can divert them to one of the many programs that we have, if you can, help our military individuals that have served our country and they have PTSD, or we see individuals with mental health issues that we can divert them into mental health court, substance abuse court, treatment courts, that's where we can do it in Justice Court. That's where we can make a difference. That's where we can save a life. That's where we can effectuate change by getting them to the right places at the right times. And that doesn't mean that I'm not saying that people shouldn't be held accountable, because they need to be held accountable. But oftentimes there's an underlying cause which needs to be explored to help people get the right services so they don't go out and reoffend again. And we can do that in Justice Court, and that's why I'm running for Las Vegas Justice Court Department 4.
Well, I think they got a good one in you. Hopefully everybody, if you viewers out there watching, please make sure you vote for Suzan Baucum. She's going to be amazing as a judge again, and doing what her dream has always been, to help everybody out. It's not about herself anymore, it's about helping you guys out there. So make sure you go out there and vote November 5th. Make sure you vote for the right ones out there, okay? Hey, Suzan, another question I want to ask you. I met you the other night at this Filipino event. There was a lot of fine people, a couple of 100 people there that night. And I met so many individuals out there. And somebody told me that you were at a certain table, and I got to meet you, and you came over. You were so kind and sweet. And everybody, people at the table said, "Joe, you know who she is?" I said, "No, I never met her." She said, "Joe, she's like a sister. She cares for everybody here. Everybody seemed to like you. Everybody taking pictures with you that night." And I said, "Wow, that was so amazing, It was a beautiful night." And I think the viewers out there should really stop and go on her website. They want to read about you. And what website can they find you information about you?
At www.suzanbaucum.com. Now you have to know how to spell it. So it's Suzan Baucum, BAUCUM.com.
BAUCUM.com. Suzan Baucum. You got to check that out. You're going to be impressed with her background. Her resume is outstanding, and her heart's in the right place. But she got to make a decision. she got to make the right one. And tell you, it's not easy, but sometimes we got people out there that are doing things that are not the right things in life. You know, I see so much going on out there, and I love people out there. I love everybody, whether you like me or not. I love you guys all, and I want the best for you, but we need justice to be done the right way. That's why I'm glad we got you on with us. I'm so happy that you came on the show.
Well, I'm happy to have been invited. Thank you so much for including me today.
No, we still have a couple of more questions.
Okay, absolutely.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, now, how long did it take for you to actually become a judge? Because you were a lawyer first, correct? And then how long did it take you before you became a judge?
So for almost 20 years, I ran an organization as the executive director of the Nevada Law Foundation. Here in Las Vegas is where we were headquartered, but it was a statewide organization providing funding and legal services for abused women, children, our seniors, and the other disenfranchised, underserved areas.
Mm-hmm.
While I was in that position, sometimes you can see that you could do all the work from the bottom up, but maybe the top down needed a little bit of education. So I ran for judge in 2010 for the first time. I was successfully elected to Las Vegas Justice Court, and my passion for this community just continues to grow each and every day. So 20 years-ish, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
practicing before I ran for judge, and it's just been, I've had an amazing life, I've had an amazing career, and it's all because of the wonderful community that we live in and people like the two of you sitting here.
Okay. How many children you have of your own? How many children you have of your own?
I have two daughters, Morgan and Grace. Morgan is 28. Is she 28 now?
Yeah.
She's getting married in October, so we're very excited about that. And my youngest one is 23, and she's applying to graduate school right now
Great.
to be a physician's assistant. I have great kids. They're smart, they're beautiful, they're talented.
Oh,
and
that's beautiful.
What does your husband do?
My husband is a general contractor, and he does small residential jobs and some commercial
Who does he
businesses
work for?
as well. He has his own company,
His own company. What is it called?
Tumbleweed Development.
Tumbleweed Development.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, one more question I want to ask you. Being a judge, and I look at you as a person, I don't look at you as a judge, I look at you like a real sweetheart of a person. I can just see you with your black cape on and behind that bench. I might have a good dear friend who was a judge, Natalie Terrell. I met her years ago, and I was at some event, and she saw me, she recognized me as a referee. She said, "You're the referee, right?" I said, "Yes, I am." She said, "I love boxing." I said, "Really? How come you love boxing?" She said, "My dad always watched a fight, always sitting on his lap. I love boxing so much, you can't imagine. I don't miss a show." And I said, "Really?" So one day, I said, "Can we go for lunch one day?" She said, "Sure, we'll go for lunch." I said, I've been thinking about you becoming a judge. I know you're a judge, you're on the bench, but a judge in boxing. She said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, I'd like to help you out. I want to get you in the amateurs." I got in the amateurs, and she gave me 10 years in the amateurs as a judge. And then I said, I think you're ready to go pro now. We've been checking you out. You look like you're going to be a good one. So she turned pro maybe about 10 years ago, something like that. But she's been in boxing as a professional judge for the last 10 years or so.
Judge Terrell is a great human being, and she was a really good judge in North Las Vegas Justice Court. And in fact, I used to sit for her as one of her judge pro tems early on in, before I became a sitting judge, if she was on vacation or had other, attending a judicial conference. Yeah. Many times I covered her calendars for her.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart of a person. And I got to meet her, and I got to meet her mother. I believe she passed away, and it was a nice young lady. It turned out to be a decent judge in boxing, and I'm always glad to see her when I do. She's amazing.
She is. She's wonderful.
I want to thank everybody for watching the show today. It's been a show that I wanted to have on. Eventually, I said I want to get somebody with law enforcement, and I got Suzan Baucum on the show today. We're just honored to have her on the show. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys next week. You take care.
And on a lighter note, I would like to mention that this is going to be our last week performing at Lola's for a couple of weeks, because Wesley and I are going to go back to Viking Cruise Line to sail down the river. So we're going to be missing you, but we're going to send Joe some footage. He can show you what we're going to do.
Okay, you guys take care, and God bless you always. Have a good weekend. God bless. Take care. And here's my undisputed champ right here. Vote for her, Suzan Baucum.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.